Hello, welcome back to us. My name's Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And this is our Bars and Bells online studio, where tonight at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live on YouTube, we are training our kettlebell skills. We've been gone for a little bit because we've been one, on vacation, which is always awesome, and two, refining our skills at a strong first level 1 certification again, which we had a great time at. And we'll share some skills and drills from that. But we're going to ease back into our kettlebell practice, as it's been 2.5 weeks since we've actually just 2, because we crushed it at the course.
We did crush it. Lots of reps of that certification. And leading up to that moment, we did our ultimate snatch test, 100 reps in 5 minutes. We won't be doing that tonight, but we'll be starting with those basics, as Lauren said, including our bodyweight warm-up. So start in a position comfortable for you. Spread the toes, heavy on the heels, the pinkies, and those big toe sides of the foot. And then let's just pay more attention at the head neck. At the head neck, do extension. That's meaning chin towards up. It doesn't need to be a big range, and then alternate that with your series of flexion, meaning chin tuck. Repeat. Extension, casually pull down on the front to support the up initiative there, and then crown, head high, chin low, and then repeat, or reset rather, on the horizon. Now keeping your nose forward, envision this jaw moving towards the ceiling as you laterally flex on the neck, and then easy does it through center, alternate to the other side, and breathe. Repeating sets of 2 here. The nose stays relatively in the same place, avoiding a rotation for this moment. Through the middle, ear to shoulder, other side, think jaw to ceiling to create room. Return to the middle. As a little bit of a check-in, rotate now. Chin tuck in, rotate over to see a shoulder, through middle, repeat, rotation. Repeating again one last time, aim to grow tall in the head spine here to create room. So it might sound a little bit like Rice Krispies, or maybe soggy Rice Krispies. I like adjusting my stance for the next series, and we'll do the same patterns of flexion, extension, rotation through the rib cage or T-spine. Hands across body or somewhere in just nice and tight. And this time we'll start with our side flexion. That's up and over, as if we're going over hurdle and then to tall. Squeeze your butt cheeks, push your feet in the floor, laterally bend the other side to the middle, and repeating again. Sets of 2, checking in. If it takes your breath away, maybe don't do too much more today, but check in with these bodyweight basics before we load ourselves with the bell. As Lauren has, shoulders back, hands across the body there, and push the sternum forward into extension, and then keep the shoulders squeezing as you round. Lauren's side profile again shows that one the best. So the hips stay still as we extend that T-spine or push the heart forward, and then retract as to not dump the shoulders, so keep them in nice and tight. Relax those arms just for a second, and we'll coordinate the rotation of the T-spine back with the head. So at the head neck, we'll rotate to a side of your choice. Then squeezing the hips as to not move, we'll rotate the torso in the same direction. Then head returns to the middle, torso catches up, repeating head, other way, torso. Then reset the head to the middle, the torso then follows. One more time each side. It's the head rotation first, squeeze your butt cheeks, stay square in those hips, but turn the shoulders, and then turn the head to center, body follow, and final rep here, head, check. Torso, rib cage next, and then head to center, torso follow. I have one more move, but I know Lauren has a couple more after that. So we'll do our little arm excavator here to prep the shoulders for some kettlebells, including the overhead position. Palms face forward, open the grip, and then make a fist with the fingers. Then bend on the wrist as to have the knuckles face forward and do our biceps curl up. It's that rack position we'll press some kettlebells from. Where are your knuckles? Are they pointing to the ceiling? If not, just pull apart that imaginary rope and tauten up the grip. Then elevate the shoulders as a shrug, pull down as an anti-shrug movement, and then elbow tips go towards forward, still ripping apart or lightly tugging on that rope between your hands. And then elbows reset, point your fingertips to the back wall, extend the wrists next, and the straightening or the extension of the elbows follows. Pause. Squeeze the shoulders together. Crunch forward just a little bit that you could take that punch on the abs, and then extend the shoulder as to reach behind you, and breathe. Currently we have that push-ups extension wrists. Let's just make a fist. Then we'll flex on the wrist with straight elbows and then bicep curl back up. And this next move aims to enforce the shoulder blades together on your kettlebell swing. So have the elbow tips forward, point your fingertips back, the wrists next, and as you extend the elbow, squeeze those shoulder blades together with the rhomboids, and then reset the arms to your hips with a little bit of a resetting wiggle. That's a little gentle upper body check-in. How do you feel? Write us a note, ask for more. We'll love to share it with you. And until then, take us away for the low body, Lauren. The low body, not the gun show, the low body.
Save that for later.
Okay.
All right, let's warm up those feet. So as Ian said, heels down, balls of feet down. Let's just open up the toes as biggest as we can and get baby down, ring down, middle down, big index toe down, and big toe. Now, keep that grip on the floor, but gently pull one of the feet back or the legs back, sending your knee forward. Next, let's use those toes to point, and then gently flex around over the toes, trying to keep the ankle and the knee in the same line. Next, point the toes into the floor to get back to the tiptoes, the demi point, the heel will come down, the hip will extend forward. Let's repeat on the other side. Pull that leg back, sending the knee forward. Then push some weight down into those toes. We'll be doing lunges later. Use them. Point, flex rounding over the toes. Check out knee and ankle in the same line. Then back to the toe tip, the demi point, the heel comes down, the hips extend. Next, we'll press our knees towards over our toes, hang out a little bit, shift your weight from side to side, and then peel the heels up off the floor, finding a bent leg balance, and just hold for 3, 2, heels will reconnect, hips will extend by pushing them forward. Let's add on from there and eventually find the floor to warm up our lunge position. Knees towards over toes, peel the heels up, slow descent, soft landing on knees, hips extend, toes untuck, sit back on your legs. Whoo, feels good, feels tight, feels crampy. Figure it out. Extend your hips through. Next, either with a pointed foot out the back or a toe tuck, let's bring our front leg into our kneeling lunge position. Paying attention to our positioning here, as we'll be adding load to this because we're doing get-ups and swings today, so stay tuned. Take your front leg hip without moving your shoulders, likely hike it into its side. Now think about pulling it down, driving it down. Let's do that again. Hike the hip up and then pull it down. Now keep that back cheek butt squeeze, that back cheek squeezed so it stays extended and under your body. Push down on your front leg, pulling it in, pushing your back hip forward. Feel that push-pull connection. Now change the direction of forces, pushing forward and back, but keep that back hip extended. Press so much you could come to your hover position. Keep pushing so much you could come up to that split stance, and then let's pull the floor back together as we descend all the way down. Stay here for one more second as we heel toe that foot open to the side in our get up like position. Let's do one practice of the get up. So same arm as that side leg comes across the chest. Eventually this arm will hold the kettlebell. Head and shoulders rotate, hinge on the hips, sending them back. Hand will find the floor. Let's stay open right now, but check in with that hand. Is it gripping the floor and that elbow nice and straight with a packed shoulder? Then with our head, we'll just take it and look at that hand on the floor and follow that with an upper body rotation. As you're here, keep that side knee to the side. Head will open up, body will open up. Let's stay here and breathe. Try to find a little bit of openness more. Then push the floor away, extending the hips. Heel toe that leg to the front of the room. Unzip and repeat on the other side. Other leg comes out front. Back toe either tucked or tucked under, pointed. Front hip hikes, pulls down. Back hip stays extended by squeezing your back cheek. Can you stay there, keeping that back cheek squeezed and that front leg pulling in? Feel that tension pulling together. Then keep everything, including that back hip extended, but push down front and back to get to that hover position. Hold. Then to that split stance. Re-pull the floor together, staying stacked and square, slowly descending through that lunge position. Heel toe the leg open to that side windmill position. Tip tap. Next, head will rotate, upper body will rotate, your hip will hinge, pushing towards the back wall, hand will find the floor. Elbows nice and straight, shoulders packed. Head will look at the hand on the floor, body will rotate to the hand on the floor. Breathe. Now head opens up, body opens up, stay here. Keep that knee to the side as you open up that body just a little bit more. Then pressing the floor away, extending the hips. Front foot moves to the front of the room. Let's put that leg underneath us. Tuck the back toes, with or without those hands. Yeah. I'm thinking about what we're going to do next, which I think we're going to get right into that kettlebell next, eh?
That sounds good.
Okay, so let's do this, but come back down because it's good for you. Hips are extended, then they're tucked back. We'll rock back to that low squat position. Let's stay on those toes as long as you can, and then stay as close to the floor as you can and try to find your heels. Ooh. Then press to tall. Take a second off here, and we'll talk about what we're going to do next.
Lauren's going to grab that kettlebell. That's what's next. We'll be focusing on the get up today and its unique features. We already did that middle part, that section or part, that windmill, but we'll start today with that foot drive, hip drive, pull yourself on the elbow type of movement. So if you're familiar with the kettlebell, grab a light load or a heavy one, depending on your skill and ability and interest. Or if this is brand new, be done with a body weight example as well. Let's utilize that toe squat to get back down, Lauren, and then share with them what that first move is all about.
Excellent. I haven't decided on my placement yet, so that's to be determined here.
Okay.
Knees towards over toes. Peel the heels up, slow descend, soft landing, extend hips, point toes, sit back once. So as Ian said, we're going to work on the first move of our get up 3 times on each side, either with a kettlebell or without. I'm going to lie down here and talk you through as we go. I just want to see your perspective and then mine. Okay. Before we even pick up the bell, let's just review our starting position, which is the starfish. So lie on your back, legs about 45 degrees out or just outside of shoulder width, maybe even your swing stance distance. And then place your arms on parallel lines from those legs. So they'll also be that 45. This is where I want you to be. If the kettlebell was in your right arm, your right leg will be bent. That's my left leg. And my right arm will have the bell. Great. Next from here, we'll push that foot into the floor, pull on that knife edge arm, pull on that elbow, getting to the tall sit. And then think about pushing away from the floor, keeping your back nice and extended as you come down. Let's practice that once on the other side, switching arms and legs, 45. From that belt line, that hand, pull, drive the leg into the floor, pull on the elbow, come up, and then press away and slowly descend to your back. Now, we will repeat that 3 times on each side with or without a kettlebell. Is up to you. Start by cuddling your kettlebell, rolling to your back and pressing it with 2 hands. Assuming that start position as we just practiced, we'll drive the foot into the floor, extend the hip, and pull to that elbow and hold. Then we'll slowly press away from the elbow and find the floor with control. Let's repeat. Hip drive, pull on elbow. That bottom shoulder is packed. Let's hold for 3, 2, press away to your back. And one last time here. Drive and pull. 3, 2, and then slowly press away to your back. 2 hands pull the bell down. Return to the cuddle. And we'll repeat that same drill on the other side. Whew. Hopefully you got a few perspectives on that first move there, but thinking about keeping both shoulders packed, so engaged in the lat, as well as not flexing. We're not doing a crunch up or down, but keeping that back nice and strong. Go ahead, Ian.
We're in that firing range position, legs on 45s, same with the arm. Press through the foot, feel the foot heavy, and then pull on the elbow. And then stiff like a board, strong like a plank, back to the floor. Repack, regrip, and repeat. Push through the bent leg, pull onto that elbow, and with control, time under tension, to your backside. Repeating one more for 3, drive, pull, pause, and pack that shoulder, keep the armpit low, still use those 2 hands to pull the kettlebell down to the ground and back to the cuddle position. Come up, anyhow that works for you. We always try a no-hand version to stand. We'll be complementing those first moves of get-ups with some basics or requisites for the kettlebell swing. The kettlebell swing was transformed for me over this traincation or holiday away from YouTube. I hope to share with you progressions and developments to help your swing. We're still looking for our perfect swing. Lauren, just show us 5 swings. What does 5 swings look like? Kettlebell swings are ballistic. If this is brand new for you, maybe regress to the deadlift, which would be just picking up that kettlebell and finishing tall. Great swings, Lauren. I'll do 5 as well.
So in that swing, our hips are our power source. Our core is maintaining that tension throughout. And at the top, it's our full hip extension and our core brace that puts us in that top position before descending. Let's break that swing down a little bit today, starting with a round of 5 hike passes. So what we'll do is we'll stand behind our bell, feet in our hinge position. We'll chop our hips, pressing them back into our hinge. Hands will grip the bell, tipping it on its belly. Pack the shoulders or almost drag the bell a millimeter towards you. Then pull the bell to zipper and park. Pull, park. I want you to do that 3 more times, thinking you're pulling through your lats, your abs are braced, and you're not changing your height in any way. All you're doing is pulling and then down without, or put it down, up without. Shake it out.
Wiggles in between. Lauren will then next demonstrate 1 repetition of the stop swing. It's a hike pass to the float out front and a park. A hike pass and a float and a park. Lauren will continue for 3, and if you're doing with her, keep going. You have 3 more, or now maybe 2. And we'll do this in this I go, you go pattern. It's the hike, 1 unique repetition, and engage and embrace that float, that gentle pause at the top.
Take a little breather. Tee me in, you're going. Hands on bell, 1 full swing, park. You can keep that bell tipped on the angle to keep your lats engaged. Remember to have that core brace right from the beginning, and hips will be returning to the same position every time. They'll hinge right back. We want this to be instilled in the mind, so when we do continuous swings, the hips know where to go every time.
That's right.
Next, we will be adding a little bit of a move to our get up and getting to that tall sit or that hand position. Excellent. So let's come on down.
No hands if you can. So come on down. Hands. Maybe that pistol squat, a little cross-legged scissor turn.
That was fancy.
That was good.
All right. Either join me without a bell or with a bell as we go through 3 to that hand. Cuddle, roll, press, set up. First move, elbow, pull, stay. Now, we're going to push into the floor, squish a bug with our hand, packing that bottom shoulder, keeping the elbow nice and straight. We will now bend the elbow, returning to that tall sit or half sit, and then press away from the elbow, returning to the floor. Let's do that again. Hip drive, pull to elbow. Pack by pushing into the floor, hold. 3, 2, we're only going to go to the elbow, bottom shoulder stays packed. 1 more time to the hand, squish the bug, straighten the elbow, pack the shoulder, keep the elbow shoulder packed as you go to your elbow, press away to your back, pull the bell down, and cuddle it with control. Whew.
Practicing those time under tension techniques and those sticky spots of the get up may help to smooth things out and build that nice, complete, full body, fully functional movement, the get up. So let's repeat it on the other side. It started with a cuddle and with your breath. Get your angle and scenario just right for you.
Sorry.
All good, no rush at all. I enjoy the rest. So we cuddle, we roll, we press, we catch up to where Lauren's at there. Then we drove the hip to find the elbow, and then squish the bug, finishing in the tall sit, and pack the shoulders. We'll go to the floor again, so find the elbow, and then all the way to the ground. And then 1 more time to the elbow, and then to the hand. Hold for a second. Let's return to the elbow for 1 more. Back to the hand and that tall sit 1 last time. And then find the elbow, core tension like a plank, to the ground. 2 hands on, cuddle, and down. And then switch your means of getting up, but continue to challenge yourself without using those hands.
All right. We will now put those 2 lessons together of our hike passes and our stop swings into some continuous swings here. So since I'm already talking, you have to swing.
All right.
5 continuous swings, 2 hands for this round, and we'll introduce our 1-hand swing next time. Right now, we will see the difference in Ian's swing is that those hips are coming forward versus just straightening the knees. So driving the hips all the way through each time on that swing.
You got it. Other things that I worked on in my swing was that slight turned out feet. So be particular where you put your feet, modified so you're grounded and strong. And then as I go, you go pattern. Now Team Lauren is doing their 5 swings. Whew, had a shake, enjoy the rest. And let's do that one more time, but for a couple more.
Couple more. Team Ian, what's a couple more?
I don't know. I was going to leave that to you.
8.
8. Couple more. Sounds good. Hike and...
So in that swing again, we have nice straight arms. Our hips are driving the bell through. We're trying not to overpower that bell too. So sometimes we feel the need to like really smash that bell forward. You do when it's super heavy, but if you're working with that medium bell, maybe turn the volume down a little.
Whew, that's right. Shake it out if you're resting, high tension if you're swinging like Lauren is there. It's that type of abs. She can take a punch to the abs there. And I always like when she stands against that door frame, she's very tall, avoiding leaning back at the top. Check out your swing as well.
All right.
Well, that was 5 and 8 swings, Lauren.
That was great.
More times for get-ups, I think, right now.
That's right. So before we go overhead with our kettlebell, even though we kind of did that on the floor, we didn't fully, we're going to explore our lunge position and that rack lunge to break down the get up. So what we'll do is we'll be standing over top of our bell. We'll chi clean that bell into the rack position, and then we'll be performing drop back lunges as pattern with the get up. So free arm leg steps back. We'll be pulling ourselves down to tall. Let's do 3 on each side, and then we'll do a single arm drill in between. Over top of our bell, hip hinge, grip bell, pack shoulder, zip to rack. In our rack position, we have a vertical form and a nice straight wrist. Take that leg you can touch, drop it back, control the down, shoulders over hips, soft landing, to tall. Repeat 2 more. Pull down, use that scissor action, to tall. And last one, pulling down and pressing through. Get back to your hinge stance, park the bell, stand up, shake it off. Same thing